I want to try to do a bit of power yoga with an exercise ball. Have you tried that before? Most likely not. I haven't seen a lot of things connecting yoga and exercise ball. So we'll do things with the ball. If you don't have it, you can do most of the class without. But of course, it's more fun if you actually have a ball. I'll think like half of the class with the ball, and then the rest is more without. I would suggest that you have a chair or a wall. I have a nice wall here by me because there will be things where we're struggling. I know I will with balance. So it's nice just to have that touch so you're able to do the things and stay in the posture and not just drop out because you're falling. We'll begin seated. So, of course, you sit on your ball. So sit comfortably. If you can't reach the floor because your ball might be a little bit too large, you can use blocks or something underneath your feet, so that's perfectly fine. I like to bring my calf pretty close to the ball, so I kind of push the ball into the calf and the Achilles tendon there, and then I sit stable. And that's nice when we breathe a little bit, just to begin with. So, welcome and close your eyes. I know that there is an aspect of balancing here, so if you feel more comfortable with your eyes open, please do so. I'll lean the ball up against the wall. But we want to always begin with this calm breath. Have that as our basic foundation. Two more breaths, and then we start to move. Now we want the ball to be able to move a little bit. So I'm bringing my feet out. If you're planked up against the wall, you might go for a little bit more distance. Left arm up overhead and bring it across to your right side and move your hip opposite. And then we switch. So I'm moving gently on the ball without falling off it from left to right. And you can definitely hold on the ball. There's really no right or wrong here as long as you have a little bit of engagement in the core. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you move to a side bend. We're not going for some super deep stuff here, just warming up the spine. One more, or finish, so you do an even amount on both sides. And then there's one thing you can't do on the floor, which is super great for the hip. It is to move the hip so your shoulders top there stay still, almost. I know it sounds like a little bit odd here, but most likely your ball will do that as well, so you can't hear it. So just move your hip in circles and get your lumbar spine to move. It's such an amazing thing for your spine. One way and then the other way. So a little bit of a back bend, and when you kind of roll the ball underneath your shelf, do a little bit of a crunching in. All right, bring your hands into some variation of movement. And then you stand up and just leave the ball a little bit there by the side, wherever it fits. Most likely it shouldn't run away from you. Stand at the top of your mat. Inhale and then fold forward. Exhale as you fold down. Lift up halfway and then fold forward again. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands down on the floor. Step back into your plank just to get a little bit of core activation here. And then bring your hip up and back to your down dog. Move your feet to the top of the mat again. Fold forward. Maybe shake your wrists. Bring your arms up overhead. Palms together here at the back. Maybe you crisscross your fingers and lean back for a little bit of a back bend. I want the spine to be somewhat warm and turned on. If you don't feel like that now, you pause and do something else with your core. Because we're going to do a variation of Vinyasa with the ball. So you bring your hands down like you would do in your downward facing dog. The shin and the feet on the ball like I have here. This needs a little bit of core strength. Your downward facing dog, when you look down, looks like this. Bring the knees in. Plank looks like what we just been through. Plank, step it out. Lower down, some degree down. Doesn't have to be all the way down. And then lift up. Keep your hip a little bit heavy with a little bit of tension in your core though. And then bring it to alignment so you have a flat back. Then lift your hip up, bring the ball in. Wow, that's core work. Let's do 2 of these. Inhale, plank, bring the legs out, extend. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, a little bit of a sway and a back bend in your back. Exhale, bring your knees in, down dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Elbows in. Inhale, I'm struggling. Up dog variation. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Extend out. Take 2 breaths here in your plank. And then maybe bring the right foot off the mat. We are going to do high lunge with the left foot there on the ball. So I still have the top of the foot, the toenails on the floor, and I bring the ball a little bit out to the left side for a little bit more space. Look, I'm holding onto the wall here. You probably can't see that. But we're going to try to do high lunge. Lots of balance. So bent to some degree. Your right knee, stag the knee over ankle. Stay here and breathe. If you feel adventurous, always kick the ball further back, go lower. Bring your hands into prayer pose, variation of twist if possible. Go to your right side, your right leg is in front. Breathe. Awesome. Release the foot off the floor or the ball. Standing in mountain pose. Bring your hands behind your head. Supported back bend. Standing up tall. Fold forward. All right. This small sequence, opposite side. So see if you can grab a hold of your ball. Now your right foot is on the ball. Take your time. Woo. Most likely you'll feel it in your thighs, all the small stabilizing muscles here trying to do their best to keep you going here. And don't lean too much of your body weight on the ball because it's unstable. You want to put most of your body weight to the front. Breathe. Feel your thigh quiver. If you want to and you're ready, bring your hands into prayer and see if you can keep the gaze on the floor. Go for a variation of twist to your left side. Navel in. I feel it. Bring your hands down. Keep the right foot on the ball. Maybe move it a little bit more to the right side. Step the left up on the ball if possible. Down dog. Vinyasa. Inhale plank. Exhale lower down. Inhale cobra up dog. Exhale down dog. Stay here for 2 breaths. and then step off the ball. Fold forward. I'm gonna use the ball more towards the arm side. So stand at the top of your mat, find your chair pose, and hold on to your ball. And as you sit down here, squeeze a little bit in on your ball so you get your arms activated. From there, stay put. Lift up, bring the ball over your head. I hope you can, there's space. Again, push on the ball without lifting your head, your shoulders to your ears. And then lean towards your right side. The ball isn't that heavy, but it's still a little bit heavy. So you might feel that in your core. So of course, navel in. And then the last bit in this sequence, rise up, bring the ball down on the floor in front of you, warrior 3, with fingers on the ball, if you can. So your right leg is going to be pushed back. And just move the ball so it makes sense. So actually in this one, you might feel, maybe, a more stable variation when you hold on to the ball. So elevate the right leg, keep it long, toes pointing down. One more breath. Let the feet meet there at the middle, top, whatever you're standing at the end of the mat. Sink down. This on the other side. Chair pose first. Long spine, so bring the tailbone in. Push on the ball. And then rise up. This time go for side bend to your left. Bottom arm will hold the ball a little bit more than the top, of course, but try to push even though. One more breath. And lift up. How do you like it so far? Bring the ball down. Fingertips on the ball. Left leg this time. Taking it bit by bit, so don't expect your warrior 3 to be there in the first 30 seconds. It might take a bit of time. Breathe and do your best. One more. And then you can bring your feet in. Turn so you have the seat on the ball. And again, depending on how much backbend ability you have in your back, you can go like this and maybe just hold onto your head or bring your arms down. If you want a deeper backbend in your back, you can kind of roll the ball further towards the lower part of your spine and do a wheel variation here. I'll find some middle ground. And moving out of it. Other way around. Gonna do puppy pose variation. So again, using the ball. It's probably quite important that you're up on your knees here, because otherwise it might be a little bit too high with the ball. So a little bit of distance, holding onto the ball, and let your head drop down in between your arms. If you feel like, I want to do something here, you might move the ball a little bit from left to right. Then you won't stretch as much in the passive thing, but more get a bit of activation in your latissimus dorsi and other muscles in your arm. And let go. Finishing up our little yoga sequence here with the ball, with your legs up on the ball. So this is our resting position. Oh, how nice is that? There can be a little bit of activation though, but if you don't keep your feet together but have a little bit of distance, you kind of pin the ball down and put it somewhat towards your buttocks, then I think it's okay. It works for me. So let your body rest a little bit, and of course there's variations. Again, you can go for a little bit of a spinal twist, but again, you won't be resting. So I'll encourage you just to rest. All right. If you're a little bit annoyed that I pause the video now, please stay down. You are most welcome to do so. But if you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and take your time to come into a seat. I hope you like that. I like being creative. Cross-training is also what I do, so this is a part of it. Let me know in the comments what you liked, maybe what you did not, and if you want me to make more of these kind of odd, creative exercise videos. Thank you, my friends. Hope that you subscribe and all of that.